Hey guys, it's Suzanne Mosley with Usborne Books More. You can find me on Instagram at Suzanne_shares. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube at Suzanne Shares Books, and my UBAM website, Usborne Books More website, SuzanneSharesBooks.com, which is where all of these amazing books are available. I am an Usborne Books More consultant, but I'm also a homeschool mom with classical conversations, and I wanted to update a video. I have a playlist here on my YouTube channel with videos for classical conversations, and the one I did for Cycle 2 3 years ago, a lot of the books are now out of print, and it's also the 4th edition, so I wanted to update it for the 5th edition, and I'm going to share with you my top 5 history nonfiction resources for Cycle 2. And then I have other videos on my website. I have some other literature-based history recommendations that I share as well. So make sure to check out the Classical Conversations playlist on my YouTube channel. All right, first up, my all-time favorite one. It's great. It's a wonderful reference to have in your home is the Usborne Encyclopedia of World History. Honestly, CC Families is awesome for all 3 cycles. I used it when I tutored foundations. It's wonderful. This is the paperback version. You'll see it's a physically smaller size than the hardback and library binding. It says on the website, reduced format. So I get a lot of questions. What does that mean? What's taken out of the book? Nothing. They're the exact same content-wise. They're just a physically smaller size. This one weighs about 5 pounds, so I would lug it to foundations to show pictures sometimes when I tutored, and it was just a little too heavy, but it has lasted, so I do like that. But I ended up opting for the $19.99 smaller size as well because it's paperback. It was easier for my boys to handle with their hands. It's fabulous. So a quick dive in. I love all the pictures. I love the use of actual photography as well as the drawings to give my boys ideas of what's going on. A little disclaimer, the first section is about evolution, but in CC we talk about Darwin and the origin of species, so that you can use that as an opportunity to have that conversation. But for as far as how we use this, we used it as a read aloud. We used it to take a deeper dive into the history statements, into the timeline. If they ask me like, hey mom, who was Ivan the Great? We could look it up in the index. They learned how to use an index and find the page and read a little bit more. And again, my boys love history. They have loved this so much. It is probably our most well-loved Usborne Books and More title. And this does go all the way to modern history. It is internet linked. So you go to the website mentioned at the front of the book, you pick the page number that you're on, and it gives you other videos that you can dive deeper into. So love, love, love that one. Okay. Second one that I wanted to show you, Time Traveler. This is also awesome for Cycle 1 as well as Cycle 2. It features 4 ancient civilizations, so medieval, knights and castles, and Vikings are great for Cycle 2. If your child likes Magic Treehouse, where the characters go back in time to ancient civilizations, that is very similar to this book, so they will love this. So in the Viking civilization, you meet this family, Baron Godfrey and his family. Oh, that was Knights and Castles. Here's the Vikings. This is Newt and his family that you meet. And it's a narrative history, and my boys loved it. It reads like a picture book, but they're actually learning facts about history, and that's what I enjoyed about it. That's what our boys enjoyed about it. So they're learning about the Vikings. They're learning about the longships. They're learning about the battles that the Vikings did, but also learning, what did Vikings eat? How did they prepare their food? Where did they live? Same thing with knights and castles and squires and coats of arms and those kind of things. So this is one of our most beloved books at our house. Another wonderful history resource, Timelines of World History. Again, a fabulous reference. It's just a great one to be in any home. What I love about it has 5 columns. So these 2 on the left of the book, to your right, are of Europe, but also Africa and the Middle East, Asia, Americas. It uses the years at the top of the page and along the edges of the page so that you know where you are. What I really enjoyed about this, because often my boys would come to me, Mom, hey, what's going on? What was going on in Europe or in the Far East when Peter the Great was alive? And so I could find Peter the Great in here in the Timelines book, and then we could also read about Africa and India and the Far East and the Americas. So that's also when William Penn was founding Philadelphia, when Peter the Great was was alive. So it allows to show your children the interconnectedness of what was going on all around the world in different years. So we really enjoyed that. And then this one is awesome. We in cycle 2 we go all through all the wars. Now this one is specifically World War I and World War II. It doesn't go into the Korean, Vietnam wars, but it's a wonderful, again, reference. We've read some of this aloud, and then my boys just devoured it on their own. I love the use of pictures so that they could see, hey, World War I and World War II really happened. It is not a myth. There are some drawings, but it's primarily pictures. And then at the end, this is a really cool kind of index glossary about key figures in the different world wars, so the different admirals, generals, Mussolini, Oppenheimer. You can read a little bio about each one. So again, this one is fabulous for cycle 2. If you have, like me, I have all boys that love war. That one's a great one. Now, just some fun ones for cycle 2. I do have another, I think I mentioned, I have another one with literature-based resources for cycle 2. But this is awesome for cycle 1. There are a couple Vikings and castles that are in cycle 2, and only the Maya is one that you can buy individually. So if you like these, you have to get the whole box set, which have to. It's so great. So it's good that you can. And we also use these books individually for presentations. My son would take one, he would read it. I'm like, go read it. And then he would make a presentation out of it, which is awesome. 100 Things to Know About History. I just call these fun. It literally has 100 facts. They're full color. Looks like a graphic novel. It's great for reluctant readers, just for them to be engaged a little bit deeper into history. And then now and then, stellar, love this. It shows how people now and then did different things, like take pictures, getting around, playing sports, going to school. This is great for cycle 2. It shows, like, this is how they took pictures in the Renaissance. They didn't take them. They painted them. These are clothes that were worn during the Byzantine Empire, the Renaissance, Industrial Revolution. So, again, a great read aloud narrative history format to make things a little more engaging and fun. So, I hope you enjoyed that quick jaunt through those 5 resources and 3 bonus resources. All of these are on my website, SuzanneSharesBooks.com. Thanks, friends.